Like, stop walking out the door straight after the service finishes. And if you are, then you're making your friend an idol. Sorry. Iron sharpens iron. Your iron is looking a little bit blunt, so maybe we need to sharpen it, and you know, so you can sharpen your friend and they can sharpen you. Jesus had 12 friends, so how do you think you're gonna do this journey with Christ alone? Like, you need to have your sisters with you. Hello. I pray for a friendship, but as soon as you hear amen at the altar call, you're out the door. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome back if you're not. I know I've actually been gone for a long time. Like, my last upload was a month ago and it was a hair install. I feel like I haven't actually had a one-on-one, you know, close little chat with you guys in a while. I'm not gonna lie, uni has been beating me down. Uni has actually been beating me up, which is the reason why, you know, like, I haven't been as consistent as I should be. On top of that, you know, life has been lifing, you know, things have been getting in the way. At the same time, I've been having to work, you know. Some things are taking a little bit of priority, but I know that that shouldn't be the case, and you guys should be my priority, which is why I'm here today, because I feel like we need a chat. Like, we have not done a sit down talking video in a hot minute where I'm actually speaking to you guys directly and giving you a little bit of, you know, 1-2 advice, tips and whatnot. Like, I'm gonna let God give me the wisdom so I can give you guys wisdom. Do you understand? So I haven't done that in a while, but today's topic is gonna be on faith and friendship. So I'm gonna lean more towards the friendship side and talk about things, or maybe let's say like finding friends in faith. Let's do that. Okay, so obviously everyone knows that I've had my fair share of friends, but what I mainly want to focus on is how important it is to prioritize and to make friends within your faith. So I think first things first, there's no problem having, you know, worldly friends and Christian friends. There's no problem with that. Like, everybody does. I do, you know. I'm pretty sure there's loads of people that you would know that have the both. But when it comes to your journey with God, you need to prioritize your friends in faith. I say this because when certain things happen, who are you gonna turn to? You need to turn to obviously you turn to God, number one, and number two, you need to seek you need to be accountable to your friends. And what I mean by that is, when you have something that's going on in your life and you need to speak about it with somebody, not 10 times out of 10 it should be those friends. So let me give an example. Example number one, say if you've got, like, you and your man just broke up, right, and you're feeling the type of way about it, upset, you just found out that, you know, there's a whole nother person on the other side. Friends of the world wouldn't have the same words of advice and encouragement as your friends of faith would. So let's differentiate the two. So friends of the world are the people that would, rather than keeping you calm and letting you know, like, look, Ash, we know this has happened, but at the same time, God has got better. That's what your friends in the faith would do, right? Yes, they would. But your friends in the world, they're gonna be the type of people that is gonna be like, get mad, you know, find the girl, we need to do this, we need to do that, like, let's fight. No, like, they are usually gonna be the ones that are gonna fuel your anger. Do you get it? Whereas your friends in faith are the ones that are gonna water it down. So this would be like a godly versus toxic friendship. And I'm not saying that all worldly friendships are toxic, they're not, but in certain situations you can really see where their mindset is, and it kind of is a toxic mindset if you think about it, because if they're the person that's, you know, trying to get you to do certain things that is not from the Lord, especially fueling your anger and stuff like that, and trying to make you act out of character, then I'm sorry, that's a toxic mindset. So even, like, for example, you know you're not a party girl, yeah? Your friend knows that you're a Christian, and she's inviting you out, and it's like, but babe, you know this. Like, at this point, it's like, is that a toxic friendship? Like, you need to be able to understand what a toxic friendship is and what a godly friendship is, or understanding like what is good for your faith and what's not good for your faith. And I feel like it's not hard at all to determine to differentiate the two. It can actually be very, very easy. I've even had a friend, like, we're still friends, but at the time she said, she was like, oh, so what is this, you're on your new journey now? And I was like, yeah. She's like, oh, but wasn't you just, I was thinking, wasn't I just what? Like, at the end of the day, we're all human, and you can see that I'm trying. And it came across as if like you're just trying to bash me, or like because you don't like that I'm a changed person and I don't want to gossip anymore, because I was ducking the phone calls, I was declining, I didn't want to talk because I knew that what this conversation was going to be about. I knew it was going to be some sort of gossip. So it's like, now that I've changed my life around 360, it's like, oh, so you're on this now, you're doing this now, and it's like, bro, if he was really my friend, I think he would support me, no? And then that's when I realized, like, no, we're gonna distance myself, because that's gotta go. We don't mess with that. We want friends that are gonna elevate our journey with God and bring us closer, period. End up. Right, I feel like a lot of people ask, how do they make Christian friends? And I'm not gonna lie, not everybody is a Christian or say that they are, and it can be very hard to find genuine Christians. So one thing I would say is fellowship. And I'm such a hypocrite when it comes to this, because I'm very shy, so I don't really fellowship like that, but I do when I can. Okay, that's the difference. So in my church tends to do a lot of fellowship. So whether it's in between services, going to somebody's house, somebody throwing a fellowship, anything like that, there's opportunities all the time to meet up with other Christians that you know, or you know that you're not close to, but you want to create a friendship with them. Do you get what I mean? So I would say the best type of friends, Christian friends, to find is within your church. If you haven't got one already, I suggest you find a church and then, you know, mingle there. But you really like putting your, and I know it's in your heart, but putting yourself out there. Like, I can't lie, I went to church the other week, I think last week, and I stay with the one girl every single time, because I am two girls, because I'm not that close to everybody and I'm very shy. But what I did realize is that somebody came up to me and started speaking, and from then, boom, we had a conversation. And I just feel like from that you can develop good friendships, but you have to either one, take the first step, or two, start maintaining that conversation, please. Like, people are trying to talk to you but you're being distant. These friendships are not the same friendships as the one in the world. They're different. These are godly friendships, you know what I mean? So you don't have to have your guard up automatically all the time. Like, it's okay to let your guard down a little bit, so you can, you know, have that little bit of realness and closeness with that person that's trying to speak to you. Like, stop walking out the door straight after the service finishes. Stay behind a little bit. You'll be surprised how many people you can actually end up having a conversation with and actually end up talking to you. Like, I know every single time you're down at the altar, God, I pray for a friendship, I pray for a friendship, I pray for a friendship. But as soon as you hear amen at the altar call, you're out the door. Why are you doing that? Like, you're putting yourself through stuff that you don't need to. Like, God is not gonna bring the friends straight to your door. Like, sometimes he will, but also make the effort, and then from then God can develop your friendship. Like, as they say, you cannot bring a horse, you can't make a horse drink, whatever the quote is. You can bring a horse to a well, but you can't make it drink. So yeah, you make that conversation and God will do the rest. Friendship clearly works, definitely works both ways. Like, it's not just a one transactional friendship. Like, it's both. You got to put in, they got to put in, so you can both get out. Does that make sense? So for example, one thing that I think is definitely preached in the Bible so much is being a faithful friend. It's just being faithful in general, but obviously being a faithful friend is even better. Like, Jesus had 12 friends, so how do you think you're gonna do this journey with Christ alone? Like, you need to have your sisters with you. Hello. It's not gonna work. Like, I feel like what makes a friendship so real is the honesty and the faithfulness and the forgiveness and stuff like that. Like, that's the real raw friendship that you can really get. And it's like, if you're so guard up and protecting yourself, then it's like, how do you expect to gain these things that you've been praying for. Like, you've been praying for a best friend, you've been praying for a friendship, you've been praying for, you know, godly sisters. But it's like, how, if you're not honest and you're not raw with the people around you, it's like, how are you going to get that? Make it make sense. How are you going to get that? Don't look at me, I don't know. Is that the fruits of the spirit, like, these are the qualities that we need to have, you know, like forgiveness, love, all of them kind of things, that we need to have this. And it also needs to be in our friendships too. If you don't have them type of things in your friendships, like, I don't see the friendship working. I'll be so wrong, because how is it going to work if you don't have them type of if you don't have them, the fruits of the spirit? Like, iron sharpens iron. Your iron is looking a little bit blunt, so maybe we need to sharpen it, and, you know, so you can sharpen your friend and they can sharpen you. That's what I said about the realness and being honest with your friend. Like, when you guys are both being honest with each other, like, babe, I don't think what you're doing is correct, or babe, you need to change this, or babe, I don't think you should do this. That is what sharpens your journey with God. The same way they can also help you. The same way you can also sharpen their journey with God, vice versa. As let's not forget to pray. Prayer is such an important thing when it comes to friendships. Like, not every piece of advice needs to come from your own head or your own mouth. Like, sometimes it just takes prayer. Like, God will, if God has something to say, it doesn't necessarily have to come from you. It can come from other things that whatever that person, you know, may be involved with. It can go through other things. Like, sometimes I feel like when I'm looking for a piece of word of advice from my friends and stuff, and they say something, it's just like, okay, I can tell that wasn't from a place of love. First of all, I don't think that was from God. That was definitely from your own head. And it's just like, okay, well, how do we deal with this? Because it's like, oh, that kind of hurt. But this is why I say that we need to pray. Especially before you say anything, before you even open up your mouth, you need to pray about what you're about to say, or ask God for the words, for him to put the words in your mouth. Because sometimes, again, you could say the wrong thing, and it's like, you don't know what effect that could have on the person. Do you know what I mean? Like, really and truly, it should be a thing where it's like, God, I'm going to take this to you in prayer, because I don't even know how to deal with it myself. Like, for example, if I was angry about something that my friend did, it's like, God, before I speak something from my own head and from my flesh, you take the wheel. Because there have been times when I wanted to say something so bad, I thought, you know what, let me let it slide, because I know that this is going to cause hurt, and that's not the type of person I'm trying to be. I'm not trying to be a hurtful Christian, especially to somebody that I love who's my friend. Do you get it? So it's like, let me wait until God has, you know, spoken to me before I say anything to that person, and then, yeah, we can go from there. Like, I think if you're somebody who just loves your friends anyway, that shouldn't even be a question. That shouldn't even be something that you have to think about. It's immediately take it to God. Because it's like, my friend has either hurt my feelings, or my friend has come to me with some sort of advice, and I may have certain opinions about it. Let me take it to God. Okay, I've said this before, but I wanted to touch a little bit more on it. But it's taking accountability in your friendship. So what I mean by that is, when you're doing your little ret-a-tear, or doing your little activity that you know is not righteous, I feel like you should be able to have that openness and accountability towards your friends, where you feel like you can tell them. I feel like if you don't have that, then I'm really sorry, but that's very worrying, because I do feel like they are my friends. I know that I can come to them for anything and not feel judged, and I feel like that's what you should look for in your friendship too, where you don't have judgment, but at the same time they are really willing to speak words into you that is like, you know what, babe, I love you so much, but at the same time, what you're doing is wrong, but I'm gonna pray for you, and we're gonna both pray and contend for this together. Because being accountable is basically having that openness, as I said before, like having that openness with your friends, and like through that you can definitely avoid a lot of stuff. Like, if you was to go through something and it's like, babe, I cannot move past this certain situation, or I'm having this constant sin that I'm still struggling with, and if that in itself, the fact that you've exposed that sin is great, because it's like, you don't have shame is from the devil, okay? Like, we as Christians, we shouldn't feel shameful to bring things to the Lord or to bring things to the light, because I would not want any of my sisters to be hiding stuff in the dark, and then like it just eats away at them, and they're hiding this. You know what I mean? I'd rather them really come to me and be like, you know what, I'm dealing with this for a while and I'm really struggling. When you bring something to light, oh God, the way God is going to take care of it, God is going to take care of it. Don't worry about it. Like, he is going to take care, and he is going to, and then you and your friend can both, you know, pray about it and be like, okay, she's dealing with this. What are some things that we can stop it? Whereas if it's just you by yourself that's hiding this stuff, it's like, how are you going to deal with it? How are you going to like come out of this when you're already tucking it away in the corner? You can't deal with it. Sin is greater than you. You need somebody else as well who's spiritual as well, that's full of their faith, that is gonna jump on your bandwagon and help you carry that baggage, and also take it to God too, because it's like this. I'm telling you, sin, hey you can't deal with it by yourself. I'm so sorry, babe. Like, you can't. You literally need, that's why I'm saying, that's why Jesus had 12 disciples around him, because the work that he was doing, he needed to spread the word. There were certain things that he couldn't do by himself. When it was Job and Job was suffering, what did his friends do? His friends came and they sat in was it sorrow or something? They sat in sorrow with him whilst he was going through what he was going through. Like, I'm so sorry, like, your friends need to be able to, like, if you're going through anything, they need to sympathize. They need to have that sympathy. They need to have that, you need to have that accountability, and they need to be able to be like, your pain is my pain. Do you understand? That's what you need in a friendship. Like, your pain is my pain, and we're gonna get through this together. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like this video is actually all over the place, but I feel like I hope that you're getting some sort of sense of what I'm trying to say. But we're not finished yet, okay? So don't go anywhere. Like, we've still got a couple. I haven't seen you guys in a while. Like, let me talk. Okay, we need to talk about setting boundaries and dealing with conflict within your friendships. Okay, so setting boundaries, obviously that is the most important thing. A lot of the time I feel like boundaries can get so overlooked, as in naturally you wouldn't discuss it. Like, naturally you don't openly say, okay, this is something that I don't like. The way that you would in a relationship, you wouldn't do that in a friendship. Like, you wouldn't say, oh, okay, so I don't like it when you say this certain stuff. You two may discuss the fact that I don't like it when you do this, or I'm not really a fan of this, and those are setting boundaries. And at the same time, it sets a realness, as in like, okay, this is my friend, and I know that we both don't get along when we're both tired, so let's make the boundary that we don't speak past 10 o'clock, because we're both gonna end up arguing, something like that. Do you get what I mean? So I feel like setting boundaries within your faithful friendship is a great way to like just draw closer, and it also shows a sign of respect, because it's like, this is my sister in Christ. I don't want to have an argument with her. I don't want to fall out with her, so let me respect her boundaries the way that she would respect mine. Do you understand? And even when you guys are arguing as well, you still need to respect those boundaries. Like, for me, one of my boundaries is, if I'm arguing with you, don't cuss at me, because I don't tolerate that at all. And if that was the other way around, I wouldn't do that, because this is my friend and this is who I love, so I wouldn't cross the boundary that I have for her. Same thing, like, for example, name calling. Like, if I know that my friend doesn't like name calling when we're conflicting, then I'm not gonna do it, because again, that's my friend. I wouldn't do that. And I feel like some people are so quick, and in worldly relationships, some people are so quick to like fall out and start blasting the other person. But it's like, were you guys ever really friends as if that's what you were doing? How could you really be friends if you're just gonna go ahead and, you know, push past their boundaries anyway? Like, I feel like even when you guys are not friends anymore, you should still always respect their boundaries, like whether you guys are friends or not. As a Christian, even if that person has wronged you, you should still respect their boundaries, because it just shows the type of person that you are. Like, you're a woman of God. You don't want to be, you know, showing opposite. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to be hypocritical. You don't want to be saying, oh yeah, I'm a woman, I'm a child of God, whatever, but then as soon as you and so-and-so have fallen out, now you're dragging them, you're talking about them to other people, you're gossiping behind their back about their business. But I thought you was a woman of God. What happened to that? But yeah, that's one thing That's one thing that you should make sure, like, still respecting their boundaries regardless of the circumstances between you two, whether it's positive or negative. Like, another kind of point that I have thought about is faith can really help you have discernment when it comes to friendships, whether it's toxic or whether it's not, like whether it draws you closer to God or not. When you take a step back from the situation, you can see whether the friendship is either uplifting your journey with Christ or bringing you down. Like, I feel like you can only do that when you've literally taken a step back, and when you look at it from the outside, it's like, okay, how is this person bringing me closer to God? Are they helping me? Are they encouraging me to do my Bible study? Are they checking up on me when I'm going through stuff? Can I be accountable to them? Stuff like that. And then if there's, how you would know if it's, and if not, then sorry, it's a toxic friendship, isn't it? Because then what else? They should be helping you draw closer to God. And if not, how you would determine the toxic friendship is if they're doing, just as I said before, can you act out of character, doing things that you wouldn't usually do, you know, fueling your anger, putting a battery in your back, all those type of things. Like, if they're doing that, then that's how you know it's a toxic friendship, and it's not going to help you with your journey in Christ. And you might want to distance yourself a bit from that person. Like, there's certain things that you know that you would need to cut off, and things that you would need to stop doing. And if that person is still trying to get you to do those things, well, then what do you think? Okay guys, I'm gonna bring that to a close. This was a quick little cute discussion. Like, I just wanted to be quick. I don't want to take too much of your time. You guys are probably mad at me because I haven't posted in a while. And I'm sorry, but I'll be back more regularly. But I just want you guys to reflect on the friendships that you have, and, you know, definitely look at everything that I've said and summarize everything that I've said and apply it to the friendships that you have. Like, I'm not saying that you have to cut for friends. I'm not saying that you need to get rid of them. I'm just saying that, is it good for your relationship with Christ? Because at the end of the day, when judgment day comes, it's going to be you and God. Your friends are not going to be there. Your friends, you can't even turn around and blame your friends for anything, because at the end of the day, we all have our own free will. You have a mind of your own too. You need to be able to think straight and think, is this friendship good for my relationship with God? And if not, then maybe you do need to cut that person off. I'm not telling you what to do, but at the same time, as I said, we're growing. You would know. You would have your own. And ask God for discernment too. Ask God, like, should I actually, show me signs of whether I should continue a friendship with or not. And you'd be surprised. Pray that removal prayer. Pray it. Pray it. And I'm telling you, God is going to come and answer it. And you'd be surprised. And it does hurt sometimes. But at the same time, if your relationship with God is your priority, then you would do it. Like, why are you letting sister so-and-so from the world come in between what you and God have got going on? Like, you shouldn't. And if you are, then you're making your friend an idol. Sorry, I'm just saying, okay? But yeah, guys, leave in the comments if you have any tips as well for the other girlies who are watching. Like, if you have any tips on how faith has influenced your friendships and what you look out for, any of that kind of stuff. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. I will be consistent. I will be back, I promise. I'm just trying to deal with the uni stuff right now. Like, it's killing me, I'm telling you. But tell me what you want to see as well. Don't forget to follow. I'm more active on my Instagram and on my TikTok, so make sure you follow those so you can, you know, keep up to date with whether I'm uploading and what I'm doing, etc, etc. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, my lovelies.